more guys on that side of the spectrum between Corey, Dwane, just guys who are willing to play defense, willing to do those kind of jobs?
Well, I don't know if that would be the way to I guess to frame it, but I would say I think everybody's stepping into their role as much as anything else. Role players. Now that Corey's starting and PJ's starting, I think just guys are doing their job at that position. PJ's done a heck of a job at the defensive spot of playing the three, especially with DC had been out, who's going to try to go tonight. And Corey's done an excellent job at the point guard position. So, just defensively, I think we got a pretty good rhythm. Offensively, still trying to find its way. I know we shot the ball well the other night, but again, it's just not as smooth as it has been with Kyle in there. But it's coming. It's coming.
I guess the way I should put it, a better way to say it would have been, you have more guys to work with who see defense as a big part of their the first part of their job description. Right,
there you go. And now, adding Serge and adding PJ were two excellent defensive players. I mean, they think defense. Their defense have defensive ability to read situations. They're quick. They're strong. They're tough. They're mentally tough, and all those are ingredients to be a good defender. And so adding those two guys, and no disrespect to T. Ross or anything like that, just the physical and mental toughness and thinking defense, reading defense, and where it's natural, really helps our defense a lot.
Does it help Corey?
And it helps Corey. I think it helps everybody. I think it rubs off, PJ's defensive, disposition, the way he thinks defense, helps everybody. He's on everybody. Serge is talking defense in the huddle. He's talking defense on the court. Both of them they hold each other accountable on the court, which is, it was a huge help. They're talking defense on the floor. Switch, get over there, talk, pointing. All those things help you defense in a great way. But with that said, I didn't think we started the game out with a defensive toughness or defensive mentality the other night, where we had against Miami and also Dallas. So, we can't let that slip. It can't be conditional, one night on, one night off, 2 nights on, 2 nights off. It's got to be, we got to be building toward a consistency that it will be sustainable in the playoffs.
One of the things, PJ, this as well. Why are there so many players unwilling or unable to do what he does?
Well, again, it's just like a three-point shooter. There's not a lot of Kyle Korvers or, it's a talent. Defense is a talent. To be able to move your feet, anticipate, read situations is a talent. And some players are born scorers, and so it's a skill that guys are scouted for. They grow up with it. They're defenders in college. They're defenders in high school, and it's a huge plus if they're two-way, they can shoot the ball. But it's a skill set that I think right now is not as sexy as a three-point shooter or a guy that can shoot the three or score a lot of points, but it's something that's badly needed to win on a consistent basis.
Is he selling himself short when he says, I followed up with him, same question. I said, how much is effort, how much is skill? He said 80% effort, 20% skill.
Well, I would say, I think he's selling himself short. I think a lot of the entire game is effort. But I would say, a lot of it is skill. A lot of it is reading, because I know a lot of guys in the league that can't do the things he can do skill-wise, physically, and quickness, and just reading and busting up plays, and knowing the plays of the league.
Might you consider keeping him with that group, or is that Dwane's spot?
What do you mean?
The first unit.
Oh no, Dwane. We'll put if Dwane can go tonight, full speed. He'll as long as he can go, he'll have the starting spot. Again, for me, it's not who starts, it's who ends the game, who closes the game. And again, guy coming off of injuries, we got to be careful with DC from that standpoint. But we have a rule that if a guy goes down from injury and comes back, and he can go, then it goes back in this position.
One of the things you mentioned specifically the other night was Peyton's dribble penetration. And in that regard, how big of a test will Kemba be tonight?
Huge, huge. I thought Peyton had his way with us the other night. I don't think we did a good job collectively of slowing him down, stopping him, keeping him out of the paint. Again, it's on the guard first, and then the guy's responsible in that situation, whether it's the big or the guy, either the bigs that's in the pick and roll situation. So we didn't do a good job, and Kemba's, is quicker, probably is a better three-point shooter, so he's got multiple ways he can hit you with if you're not ready to play. So he'll be a challenge for our guards and our big guys to be able to keep him under control.